Do you know what the rarest commodity in today's society is? It isn't money, it isn't fame, it isn't fortune, it isn't even success. Do you know what it is? And it's something that cannot be bought, cannot be stolen, cannot be taken. It must be earned. Any ideas? And it's one of those skills that transitions into everything else and is lacking so incredibly in today's society. So, did you know that you are more likely to be a millionaire, statistically speaking, more likely, especially in America, to be a millionaire than you are to have a six pack? Think about that. Think about the population and think about how, how much money $1 million is. And to earn that every year, to be a millionaire versus having a six pack. And then you add in being over 30. The older you get, the harder it gets. And then being a parent. Do you know how fucking rare that makes you? If you can achieve a six pack, and look, I'm not saying that having a six pack is the be all or end all and it makes you a better person or anything like that, because there are many, and I will openly admit that, especially in the fitness industry, fucking douchebags, absolute knob jockeys out there who are in shape. But there are knob jockeys, douchebags, douche nozzles, whatever the fuck you want to call them, in all categories of everything, however you want to define it. They're just usually the ones we know out of those categories because, they're the ones who make a fucking impact. Anyway, but a great fucking physique is an indication of work ethic and discipline and focus. And yeah, there are some ways to treat, like with steroids and things like that, but that is often a horrendous misnomer. You still, even on steroids, unless you are blasting a shit ton of fucking gear, you still have to work your fucking ass off. You still have to diet down. You still have to give good effort. And that's not what we're here to talk about anyway. It's that it is rare. And I think what's even rarer these days beyond having the six pack is that commitment, that focus, that discipline. It boggles my mind at how rare discipline and focus is these days. How it is hated on. Like, to this day, do you know how much grief I get when I go out and I don't drink alcohol? I don't participate in junk food. I don't participate in drugs. And as we discussed before, I fucking love that shit. Like, I love alcohol. I have a bar in my house. I love to eat junk food. My wife is a pastry chef. I can put away junk food like you wouldn't fucking believe. As evident by the fact that my whole thing is built around this discipline, and I have to have a comeback story because I've went down that rabbit hole too fucking hard. Too fucking hard. But I cop so much judgment and hate, even from people who are supposed to support me when I go out. You get that side eye. Oh, you're not going to drink? No, I'll have a water. Oh, you're not going to have dessert or, have the burgers with us. No, I'll have a steak. I'll still be here. I can still hang out and we can participate in this. But I don't need to partake in the ritualistic notion of eating junk food and fucking our lives up and our bodies up together. I don't get it. I don't get this concept of going down to the pub with the boys. I'm here to build the best possible life for me, for my family, for my wife, for those I impact in my inner circle, for those I'm leading by example for. It is rare. True discipline, especially in the face of other people, is a rare fucking commodity these days. And I think that's really sad because it's one that you can build. It is literally a fucking choice. So what 126 is designed to create, joining the Greatness Club, is designed for. Literally the only thing that we do is you make a commitment and you show up every fucking day And day by day by day by day, you build that discipline, you build that focus, you build that mental fortitude. This is what we are doing. This is what we are focusing on. It's not that complex. And yet, as I said, you're more like, if you said to someone, what would be the hardest thing to do in your life? Get into top physical shape or become a millionaire? I don't think there would be anyone who would suggest that getting into good physical condition is harder than becoming a millionaire. And yet, statistically, it is less likely to happen. That is scary. And I think this leads into every single aspect of our life and everything we do. And it's how we show up as parents, it's how we show up as husbands, it's how we show up as friends, leaders, bosses, employees, entrepreneurs, athletes, all of it. It's how we show up. And and as I said, it's rare enough to have the six pack, but let alone to be in your 30s where things do get harder, to then be a father where you have even less time. Like, today's Sunday, today's family day. Fucking love family day. It was amazing. From the second I woke up this morning till I cuddled my daughter to sleep tonight at a bit after 6, we spent the whole fucking day together. It was awesome. Sunday is my favorite day of the week. I love that shit. But once I finish up here, I'm going to go here to work out. That's why I'm rugged up, because it is fucking, 4 degrees outside. But to make those decisions, and it flows on into everything, So we went out today and we went to the shops, and there were lots of parents. I took my kids to the playground in the shopping center while my wife went and did shopping. And I'm looking around at the parents here. One, I was the only one, and I mean the only one, who even looked in any kind of shape, like did any form of exercise whatsoever. Two, I was the only one who wasn't on my phone. Yeah, the kids were playing, but they check. My kids would constantly be looking out to see if I'm watching and then go back to what they're doing. It's not just about being there physically. It's about being there, being present and in the moment and aware and participating in it. And I'm no saint. Like, I am addicted to this, fucking thing. I am. And it's why I want to share the details with you, because I'm not, I was reading this book about, it's called The Comfort Crisis. He was talking to people to get off their phone and spend more time in nature and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of the advocates are people who live on their own farm in the middle of a fucking forest, in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they have no technology and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, just live like this. And that's not the reality for most people. Therefore, I want you to know that I am not that way. I'm addicted as shit to this thing. I have a app on my phone that blocks access to all the things on it, and I'm still on it way too much. And I'm investing in what's called a brick to brick it so it becomes fucking useless bar text message and phone calls. And so I am heavily addicted to it. But I made choices because there has been times in the past where my daughter has told me to get off my phone. And that is completely, completely fucking unacceptable. Because when I am with her or my son, I am with them. Same with my wife. Same with my clients. Same with everyone. It's about being present. But it starts with that discipline. It starts with that focus. It starts in the gym. It's why, yes, a key component of what I'm going to promote from 126 to greatness is the transformation, the physical thing. It's why I post my daily progress pictures. It's why I show the workouts. It's why I talk about that on the physical aspect. Because that is the visual cues you can see of what is changing. But that is not what it's fucking about. That is the tool to get you to everything else. And that's what we are working on. I'm not this way inclined. I am, I'm starting to strongly disagree with the terms and shit, but I have been diagnosed with ADHD. I have been on dexamphetamines. I've, had the one of the worst fucking caffeine addictions I've ever seen. I am someone who needs to be occupied at all fucking times. Until I wasn't. Until I made a fucking decision to do better, to be better. Does that mean I don't slip up? Does that mean I don't fall back into those habits? Absolutely fucking not. But the whole point of 126 is to become conscious of your actions, to become the best version of yourself, to learn where you fall down and to strip that shit away. That's what we are doing. That's what we are focusing on. And the workouts are the beginning tool. The daily walks, weighted daily walks, are part of that. The zero choice mentality on nutrition, greatly limiting down your food to only the things you need to fuel your body, including things like fasting and things like this, putting in my 14-day meltdown. It's about teaching you to be in tune and to create that focus and that discipline. This is where we're coming from. It's why we write down our 10 daily wins so we can look back and be observant of the things that were great in our day. We are no longer just coasting by and living day to day on repeat, subconsciously just wasting our life. It's to become conscious, to become the best father, to become the best husband, to become the best man you can physically be. We are chasing greatness. We are trying to join the greatness club. This is what it is about. And to have something to show for that. Because, yeah, I think you need to be in top physical shape. Not to be a great father. You can be a great father without that. But are you leaving shit on the table? Absolutely you are. If you aren't in great physical shape, you are not setting the best example for your children. That is unfucking deniable. Children who have one obese parent are something like 50% more likely to be obese. Children who have two obese parents are 80% more likely, or something like that. It's an astronomical stat to be obese. Your physical fitness fucking matters. You lead by example. And if you're active, your kids are more likely to be active. My kids walk the dog. We walk 3Ks with them. We are doing that. My daughter is 3. We're teaching her to extend these walks out longer and longer. We go to the park every day. We're teaching them to ride the bike so we can go on bike rides together. They lift weights with me. Active parents produce active children. And it is the sad reality of, as I said, we're at the playground today. There was a large number of those children who were obese. That is completely fucking unacceptable. There is zero chance that it is acceptable for your child to be obese. And that starts with you as a father. You need to cleanse your house of all shit food. You need to eat better. You need to live better. And you need to lead by example. You can't just say it. You have to live it. Embody it. Teach it. Teach it through your actions. There should be no scenario where a child is obese. Look, a little bit pudgy? Absolutely. I was one of those kids. And yet it also led to me wanting to kill myself. I was so horrendously bullied that, yeah, I was suicidal for quite a while. And yet I look at it as one of my greatest blessings because it led me to here. Fitness saved my life in more ways than one. That is a completely different story for another fucking day. But kids are going to be mean. Don't give them more ammunition. Teach your kids to be healthy, to be fit, to be active, to lead great fucking lives. They'll sleep better. They'll excel better. They'll do better in all areas of life. It is shown that people who are in good shape get better jobs, earn more money, do better in all endeavors of life. So why not get them into that young? And you can't force it. You have to show it. You have to show up every single day. And if you haven't, now is the moment, and you need to start showing up every single day. And look, it might take you 2 or 3 phases of 126. It might take you into getting into chasing greatness before you can truly lead by example, because you have to undo what you've done. But it starts with you. It starts with you being the best version of yourself, being the best father, husband, and man. Lead by example. Your children deserve it. Your wife deserves it. You deserve it. All those around you deserve it. So start acting like it. There is only upside in this, to leading a better life, to being a better father, to giving your children and your wife and all those who you serve a better life. So it's time to take the action. Get out there and do it. And when you're ready to step into it, because many are called, few will answer, and only the rare will complete this. So when you're ready, and you've got to start before you're fucking ready, but you're ready to cut the bullshit, and you're tired of your own shit, and you're tired of looking in the mirror and seeing that pain and suffering, you know where to find me. Until then.